Announce less. Achieve more. The fatal flaw of premature sharing. There's a dangerous epidemic among ambitious people. They talk themselves out of success before they even begin. They announce grand visions at dinner parties, post transformation promises on social media, and broadcast their intentions to anyone who will listen. Then, mysteriously, nothing happens. The dream dies in the announcement. This isn't coincidence. It's psychology. These are the 20 rules they never tell you about ambition. 1. Talking kills action. Your brain is easily fooled. When you talk about your goals, your mind releases dopamine as if you've already accomplished them. You get the satisfaction without the sacrifice. You feel the pride without the process. Marcus Aurelius understood this deeply. Waste no more time talking about great souls and how they should be. Become one. Notice he didn't say discuss it, plan it, or announce it. He said become it. The ancient Stoics knew that words without action are worse than silence. They're a form of self-deception. Every minute spent describing your future business is a minute not spent building it. Every conversation about your fitness goals is a workout you didn't do. Every detailed explanation of your creative project is creative energy you've already spent. The truly disciplined understand that talking creates the illusion of progress while guaranteeing its opposite. 2. Critics appear immediately. The second you share your dream, the doubters emerge in the shadows. Friend becomes skeptics. Family becomes your harshest critics. Colleagues suddenly become experts on why your idea won't work. Seneca saw this pattern clearly. Envy is the enemy of progress. But it's more than envy. It's also fear, projection, and a human tendency to pull others down to our own level. When you announce you're going to do something extraordinary, you make other people uncomfortable with their own ordinariness. Their criticism isn't really about you. It's about them. They'll disguise it as concern. I'm just being realistic. They'll say, I don't want you to get hurt. But what they're really saying is, your ambition makes me confront my own lack of it, and I prefer you didn't do that. Why give them the opportunity? Why open yourself up to negativity before you've built any momentum? The early stages of any worthwhile pursuit are fragile. Protect them. Three, you invite sabotage. This is the uncomfortable truth most people don't want to acknowledge. Not everyone wants you to win. Some people you know, maybe even people you care about, actively hope you fail. They won't admit it, even to themselves. But on some unconscious level, your success threatens them. It challenges their excuses. It proves what's possible, which means they can no longer hide behind what isn't. When you broadcast your plans, you give these people a roadmap for your downfall. You show them exactly where you're vulnerable. You give them opportunities to plant seeds of doubt, to introduce obstacles, to create distractions. The Stoics operated in a world of political intrigue and betrayal. They knew that loose lips don't just sink ships. They invite enemies on board. Don't give people intel they can use against you, intentionally or not. For plans change, mouths don't. Here's what happens when you announce your plans too early. You lock yourself into a public commitment before you have enough information. You tell everyone you're going to law school. Then you discover you actually want to be a writer. But now you have to explain the change. You have to justify it. You have to deal with the, I thought you were doing law, conversations for the next 6 months. Epictetus taught adaptability as a core principle. It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. The path to success is never linear. You'll discover new information. You'll encounter unexpected obstacles. You'll find better opportunities. You need the freedom to pivot without the weight of public expectation. When you keep your plans private, you maintain strategic flexibility. You can adjust course without announcing course corrections. You can experiment without explaining failures. You can evolve without justifying evolution. 5. Results speak louder than intentions. Everyone has intentions. Everyone has plans. Everyone has dreams they talk about over drinks. What separates the successful from the unsuccessful isn't the quality of their intentions. It's the execution of them. Show the finished product, not the blueprint. Reveal the sculpture, not the block of marble. Present the business, not the business plan. There's a special kind of power in surprising people with success. When you've been quietly building something extraordinary while everyone thought you were doing nothing, the impact is profound. Shock them with results, not announcements. The world doesn't need another person talking about what they're going to do. It needs people who actually do things. 6. You lose control of your narrative. The moment you share your plans, they become public property. People reshape them. They misinterpret them. They tell others a distorted version. You said you're starting a business. By the time it reaches your uncle through the family grapevine, you're supposedly quitting your job tomorrow to sell everything and move to Las Vegas. You mentioned wanting to get healthier. Now your co-worker is telling everyone you're going vegan and training for an Ironman. The Stoics valued truth and clarity. They understood that information degrades as it passes through people. Every retelling adds noise. Every conversation introduces error. By the time your plan has circulated, it barely resembles what you actually said. Protect the integrity of your vision by keeping it to yourself. 7. Accountability becomes pressure. People confuse accountability with pressure, but they're not the same thing. Real accountability is internal. It's the promise you make to yourself. It's the standard you hold yourself to when no one's watching. It's the discipline that comes from knowing you'll have to face yourself in the mirror. Public accountability, on the other hand, becomes pressure. It becomes performance. It becomes about not disappointing others instead of actually achieving the goal. When you announce your plans, you're no longer working toward the goal for its own sake. You're working to avoid the embarrassment of public failure. That's a weak foundation. That's motivation that crumbles the moment things get difficult. The Stoics taught that virtue must come from within. External validation, external pressure, external expectations. These are all obstacles to true growth. 8. Success breeds jealousy. Here's a harsh reality. Your success makes some people uncomfortable. Not your plans for success, your actual success. If you announce your plans and then succeed, you've given people time to build resentment. They've watched you work. They've seen you progress. They've had months or years to develop feelings about your advancement. But if you work in silence and reveal only the result, there's less time for jealousy to fester. The success is immediate, undeniable, a fait accompli. In the boardrooms of Manhattan and the studios of Hollywood, the smartest operators understand this principle. They don't telegraph their moves. They don't preview their projects. They strike when ready, not when announced. 9. Energy flows where attention goes. Every conversation about your goal is energy diverted from the goal itself. Think about it in dollars and cents. If you're building a business, every hour spent explaining your business idea to friends is an hour not spent building the business. If your time is worth $100 an hour, every conversation is a $100 distraction. The Stoics were relentlessly practical. They didn't waste time on what didn't serve their purpose. Talking about plans doesn't serve the purpose. Only action does. Focus is finite. Attention is a limited resource. Guard both jealously. 10. The universe doesn't care about your intentions. This is the ultimate reality check. Nature, fate, the universe, whatever you want to call it, doesn't reward plans. It doesn't reward intentions. It doesn't reward announcements. It rewards only one thing: results. You can tell everyone you're going to write a novel. You can describe the plot. You can share the character names. You can talk about your writing schedule. None of that produces a novel. Only writing produces a novel. Marcus Aurelius faced this reality every day as Emperor of Rome. He couldn't announce he was going to be a good emperor and expect the empire to run itself. He had to actually govern. He had to make decisions. He had to take action. The same applies to you. Your intentions are irrelevant. Your execution is everything. 11. Silence builds mystique. There's power in being underestimated. There's advantage in flying under the radar. There's strength in being the dark horse. When you keep your plans quiet, people don't see you coming. They underestimate your capability. They discount your potential. Then you arrive with results that shatter their expectations. That element of surprise is a strategic asset. Don't give away by broadcasting your every move. The most successful people in any field often seem to come out of nowhere. They don't. They were working in silence while everyone else was talking. 12. You avoid premature celebration. Humans love to celebrate. We love milestones. We love moments of recognition. But when you announce your plans, you get celebration before achievement. Your friends congratulate you on starting your business before you've made $1. Your family applauds your fitness goals before you've lost a pound. You get the dopamine hit of success without doing the work of success. This is psychological poison. It satisfies the craving for recognition while removing the motivation to actually earn it. The Stoics understood delayed gratification. They understood that true satisfaction comes from achievement, not intention. Don't rob yourself of that satisfaction by celebrating too early. "13. Plans revealed are plans complicated. The more people know about your plans, the more input you receive. And most input is noise. Everyone has an opinion. Everyone has advice. Everyone knows someone who tried something similar and failed, or succeeded through some method they think you should copy. These well-meaning contributions clutter your thinking. They introduce doubt. They complicate what should be simple. You had a clear vision. Then you told 10 people. Now you have 10 variations of that vision bouncing around your head, and none of them are as pure as your original idea. Protect your plans from the contamination of too many voices. 14. You eliminate comparison traps. When you announce your goals, you invite comparison. People compare your goals to theirs. They compare your progress to others. They compare your timeline to what they think is reasonable. This comparison is toxic. It has nothing to do with your actual journey. It's noise that distracts from the work. Epictetus taught that we should concern ourselves only with what's in our control. Other people's opinions? Not in your control. Their timelines? Not in your control. Their expectations? Not in your control. Your effort, your discipline, your execution, these are in your control. Focus there. 15. The work becomes its own reward. When you work in silence, something profound happens. The work itself becomes a reward. You're not working for applause. You're not working for recognition. You're not working to prove anything to anyone. You're working because the work matters. You're working because you're committed to the outcome. You're working because that's who you are. This is the purest form of motivation. This is sustainable. This is what carries you through the difficult middle period when enthusiasm fades and discipline must take over. The Stoics called this living in accordance with nature, doing what's right because it's right, not because of external reward. 16. Failure stays private. Here's an uncomfortable truth. Most ambitious plans fail. Not because people aren't capable, but because success requires iteration, adjustment, and sometimes complete course correction. When you've announced your plans to the world, failure becomes public. You don't just deal with the disappointment of not achieving your goal. You also deal with the embarrassment of everyone knowing you didn't achieve it. But when you work in silence, failure stays private. You can fail, learn, adjust, and try again without the weight of public scrutiny. You can experiment freely because no one's keeping score. This privacy creates space for the trial and error that all success requires. 17. You build genuine confidence. There's a difference between confidence and bravado. Bravado announces. Confidence delivers. When you repeatedly work in silence and produce results, you build genuine confidence. You prove to yourself that you can set a goal and achieve it without external validation. You develop trust in your own abilities. This internal confidence is unshakable because it's based on evidence, not opinion. You know what you're capable of because you've demonstrated it to yourself repeatedly. The person who constantly announces plans is often trying to convince themselves as much as others. The person who works in silence already knows. 18. You respect others' time. This is rarely discussed, but it's important. Constantly talking about your plans is inconsiderate. Your friends and family love you, but they don't need to hear every detail of every goal you're pursuing. They have their own lives, their own challenges, their own dreams. When you learn to work in silence, you stop burdening others with your process. You respect their time and attention. Then when you do share, because you've actually accomplished something, it's a gift, not an obligation. The Stoics value considerate behavior. They understood that self-absorption, even in pursuit of noble goals, is still self-absorption. 19. Momentum builds in darkness. Seeds germinate underground. Muscles grow during rest. Ideas develop in private contemplation. There's a season for things to develop away from public view. Rushing this process by exposing plans too early is like digging up a seed to check if it's growing. You damage the very thing you're trying to cultivate. Your goals need time to develop roots. They need space to grow strong before facing the elements. Give them that space by keeping them private during the vulnerable early stages. When you finally reveal what you've built, it will be strong enough to withstand scrutiny. 20. You master self-reliance. The ultimate benefit of working in silence is this. You become truly self-reliant. You stop needing external validation to stay motivated. You stop needing permission to pursue your goals. You stop needing encouragement to keep going. You develop an internal compass that guides you regardless of what others think, say, or do. You become the source of your own motivation, your own standards, your own definition of success. This is freedom. This is power. This is what the Stoics meant by living virtuously, being complete within yourself, regardless of external circumstances. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Very little is needed to make a happy life. It is all within yourself, in your way of thinking." Silent moves, loud results. This is the Stoic way. They didn't announce their philosophy in grand proclamations before developing it. They lived it, tested it, refined it, then shared the results. Marcus Aurelius didn't tell everyone he was going to write meditations. He wrote it as private notes to himself. We benefit from those notes today precisely because they weren't written for public consumption. Seneca didn't announce he was going to become wise. He pursued wisdom daily, documented his journey, and left us with letters and essays that still resonate 2,000 years later. Epictetus didn't promote his upcoming teachings. He taught, his students took notes, and those notes became the discourses and the Enchiridion. Stop telling people your plans. Start showing them your results. The work speaks. Everything else is noise.